Hi YouTubers, this is Shelly, and in today's video I am going to make a curly paper Halloween wreath. I've shown these curly paper wreaths before, but I've never made myself a Halloween wreath, and I have all of this Halloween paper in my stash that needs to get used up. I'm never going to have that many Halloween layouts in my books because I just don't take a lot of pictures at Halloween. So it is time to use up this paper. I have everything I need to make this wreath in my stash. I did not have to go buy anything. So let me show you what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a wreath form. I think this is a 12-inch, just a green styrofoam wreath form. And then you need stick pins. And it's the stick pins that have the little bitty heads so that you can hold down the paper in the wreath form with these. And then paper and a bone folder and a trimmer. And all you do is, and see, I've got scraps of collections. You just cut your paper at 1/2 inch, and it doesn't even really matter on the length. This happens to be a scrap that's 12 inches, so it's 1/2 inch by 12 inches. You take your bone folder and you start right in the middle of your paper and you just curl up. You hold one end of your paper on your bone folder like you would do curling ribbon with the scissors, and then you just pin it into the wreath form. And I have got this paper pad left over from my mind's eye. I've got just these few pages left. I'm going to tear these out. I'm going to cut these into 1/2 inch by 6 inch, since this is a 6 by 6 pad, into these strips, and they curl just exactly the same way. You just start in the middle, and that's it. They'll curl for you. That's a bigger strip. Let's see. Let's do another one. See, they'll curl. They won't be as long of a curl, but by the time you pin all these in and your wreath gets real full, it's really pretty. So it is time I used this up and got rid of this. I have this paper collection called Glowing from Authentique. I think I've had this for a couple of years. I mean, I don't even know when this came out, but it's beautiful. Look at the scary music paper and the spider web. And then this gave me the idea. I think there's a Cuts in the Cameo, the Silhouette Cameo store, Silhouette online store, that are spider webs. And I think I may, after I fill this up with paper, I may cut a spider web and glue it to the back side. I think that'll be really pretty, and maybe hang some bats. So there's other ways you can decorate these after you put the paper in. But I've got this pretty paper, orange paper. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'm never going to use these for layouts. I'm not a big picture taker at Halloween time, other than a couple pictures in Emily's costume over the years, and that's been it. So it's time to get this paper out of my stash, and what better way to use it than for a wreath that's going to hang on my front door. So I'm going to cut these apart. Then I have some paper and scraps left over from this Echo Park Apothecary Emporium. I've got scraps. I've got whole pieces, and I don't even care if the oranges blend. I think by the time I cut these and curl them, everything's going to blend, and I'm just going to make the wreath form really full. So I don't even care if the colors are off. I just want to use up this paper and get it out of my stash. Look at that. That's cool. See my scraps? Scraps. All of this is going to, this will be cool. It's going to get cut up. And if you have a few pattern paper scraps and you try one of these wreaths, you can always fill in with solid colors. And so I'm going to cut all this up, and I'm just going to make this really full curly paper wreath, because I want to get this paper out of my stash. And then I've just got a few of the stickers left, so I'm not sure if what I'll do with these, but I am going to get busy here and make me a Halloween curly paper wreath. And when I come back, I don't know, I may get started on it and come back at about middle of the way and show you what I'm doing, and then I'll show you at the end, okay? See you guys in a little bit. Okay, so I'm back, and I have filled in about 3/4 of the way full on this styrofoam wreath with my paper, so I thought I'd go ahead and turn on the camera and give you a good look at it and go ahead and do a few so that you can kind of see the process. once I've really filled in the rest of this, then what I like to do is go ahead and hang it on a door and see kind of where I need to fill in the middle. You want to be careful with the back. You don't want to fill in too full in the back, because then otherwise it won't sit flat on your surface, the door. So let me just go ahead and fill in a few. And then you're going to want, eventually, you're going to want something to cover your thumb, because these little stick pins will start taking skin off. So you can use a pencil eraser to push in the stick pins. I have this deal that I put over my thumb. I got it at Michael's. It's actually supposed to be for a glue gun, for helping keep your fingers safe while you're using a glue gun. So what I like to do when I take my curls, I kind of just put the ends together and hold it, and then I get myself a stick pin. And then I'm going to use my thumb to push it through the paper. See, it's going through the paper, and then I'm just going to stick that down into the wreath form. And you can twist them and turn them and do whatever you want. I like to kind of work on it then after I'm done. And I just kind of look and see what paper I've got already going on, because I don't want to duplicate. I've got so much paper here, there should be no reason I duplicate. So let's just do a few of these. And then also, depending on how you're going to hang this, if you want to hang it with some ribbon, when you get to right where you're almost done, go ahead and loop your ribbon through and pin your ribbon in, and then finish filling in. Don't try to do your ribbon after you've already pinned in all of your curls. It just makes it hard. Let's see. Let's do a solid. So this is so much fun. Once you really get to where it's starting to fill out, it just gets so pretty. And you'll be so happy you used up some paper from your stash. I know I am. And then these are the little 6x6 pads that I cut up. And these little 6x6 pieces of paper that I curled are perfect for filling in those kind of bald spots. I'm really getting them in there, filling it in. Let's see. And like I said, I use those two different collections, and so even though there's different tones of orange in here, it's still really pretty. It all blends when you do one of these type wreaths. Some wording. So that's really all there is to it. It's not that difficult. It's just a little time consuming, but you could turn on a movie or catch up on YouTube videos while you do this. And if your paper's really thick, sometimes some of your pins may bend. I've lost a few pins, but that's okay. I've got plenty. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how I'm filling this in and putting this together. So I'm going to finish this up here. I'll show you what ribbon I'm thinking about using, but I'm not sure if it's going to work. I have this really pretty ribbon. It's Webster's Pages. It's not even ribbon. It's like a, I'm not sure what to call it. It's got this metallic silver finish, but I really want to use it because I think it'll be pretty. My problem is I'm not quite sure how I'm going to hang it. For my front door, I already have a command hook, so I'm not quite sure because this really doesn't tie into a bow. Because that's usually what I do, is I use ribbon and then I tie it in a bow and hang it. But I really like this, so I'll try to figure it out. But I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to do something in the middle. So I'll keep going and I'll come back, okay? See you in a little bit. Okay, you guys, I'm back, and I went ahead and just finished. I got on a roll of decorating it and just decided to finish it. So I just want to show it to you. I did not end up using this right here. I just could not get it to work. So I just went back through my ribbon stash and found this right here. I think it's just like a rose grain or whatever they call that. Real, just black, slick looking ribbon, and that works out better. And I just tied it. I went ahead and twined it around, and I just pinned it in, and then I just double knotted it, and it has a loop so it'll hang around my command hook. And then for the inside, I went on the Silhouette Cameo store and found a spider web, and I cut it out of some of the Echo Park orange paper that was in the collection kit that I showed you. And I just cut it at 12 inches, and it was just big enough, and then all I did was I pinned it into the wreath form. I didn't even glue it. I just pinned it. Then I found another collection in the Cameo store that cut this trick or treat and this spider. And once again, I just used some of the paper from the Echo Park collection kit, and that is close up. And it's pop dotted up. The trick or treat's pop dotted up with some pop dots, and so is the spider. And then from the Echo Park collection, I had some stickers left on the sticker sheet right here. And so I added this big sticker that says Apothecary Emporium. And then I went ahead and I had some of the black paper left after cutting out the trick or treat and the spider. I cut out a couple of bats that are on the Cameo, the Silhouette store. And I did use, for this, I did use some Fabri-Tac glue. And then I just hung it on my door and went through and finished filling it in where I thought it needed some filling in. But I wanted to give you a close-up, and then I will go hang this on the front door and bring the camera out there and show it to you hanging on my door. But I just wanted to give you a close-up of how cute that looks. So there's so much you can do with these. So if you've got paper collections or scraps left over, use them for a wreath. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'll take you to my front porch and show you what it looks like hanging on the door. See you in just a little bit. Okay, everybody, I'm back, and I'm on my front porch. And this is my front door. And I've got some pumpkins and a rug and our scarecrow and some mums. And so I now have a Halloween wreath. So let me come closer and give you a look on the door. I just love all the colors that I picked. And I love it that I had everything on hand. I didn't have to go out and buy anything. So I hope this encourages you to go through your stash and see what you've got and make a curly paper wreath or any kind of wreath. There you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick project, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.